Wow, I hope that sound wasn't too jarring for you. But that's the sound we heard last night when we were at a banquet hall. It was the sound of an unforgiving concrete floor and a dropped pan. Everybody in the room knew what happened. There were hundreds, perhaps thousands of people at the banquet, and about 3 or 4 times we heard that sound. You know, I've been a waiter before, and I just froze when I heard that sound. I stared at my plate, and I put the next bite of food in my mouth. In no way did I want to glance in the direction of the waiter or waitress that had made that mistake and make them feel any worse or more embarrassed than they already were. I just tried to ignore it. I tried to act like it had never happened before because I knew the pain of making a mistake that everybody could see and hear. You know, on another occasion, I was recently at a Kohl's store getting something for my wife for Christmas, as I recall, and a young girl was stacking a display of clothing, and something happened and everything went crashing to the floor. A young man walked by me and jumped out into the aisle and enthusiastically started to applaud. He was not encouraging her. He was mocking her and making fun of her. And my blood ran kind of cold when I saw him do it, and I just felt sorry for him, that he would be that small. I couldn't see the girl's face, but I could feel her shame and embarrassment. There's no way to avoid it when we make a mistake. But Ephesians 4:32 is the verse that I'd like us to think about today. You know, every day people are going to drop things and people are going to make mistakes because that's just who we are. We are just wired to make mistakes. We're flawed people. Ephesians 4:32 says, "Be ye kind, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake has forgiven you." You know, that verse speaks to failing. The very word sin means to miss the mark, and the Bible tells us for all have sinned, and there is none righteous, no, not one. And we all fall in sinful ways and in just ways of making mistakes, like dropping a tray of food when you're a server at a large banquet. You know, I want to ask you today, what is your response when someone makes a mistake? Are you someone that's going to get down and try to help that person clean up, or just divert attention away? Or do you have that spirit, well, I hope not, like that young man that started to applaud and mock? I hope not. Because the second part of that verse says, you know, be gentle in the way you respond because Christ has forgiven us. Another verse says, if someone is overtaken in a fault, restore them because you might make the same mistake later on. Anyhow, the verse for the day just speaks about kindness. When someone drops a tray full of dishes, don't draw attention to them. Draw attention away from them and give them an extra measure of grace. This is Pastor Jim at PastorJim.com.